Yes, it is happening. The Vanilla Cam League will be returning for a second season. In this video, I want to go over this year's changes to the league format, including some that should be interesting even to those who will not be driving without their mods. The first and most significant change will be the introduction of so-called driver categories. This is a new system designed specifically for VCL, which should allow for drivers both using and not using camera modes to compete side by side in one event. Two categories will be used: Vanilla and Modded. The drivers in the Modded category will be ghosted for the drivers in the Vanilla category, but not vice versa. Before the start of each race, the drivers in the Modded category will be moved onto a separate grid a few seconds behind the Vanilla one, so that race starts of both can be independent from each other. This will not change the order of the drivers within each category. The impact of driver categories on the standings will be discussed later in the video. All drivers will be assumed to be driving in the Modded category unless they notify staff that they want to drive Vanilla. This must be done before the event. The eligible drivers are free to switch their chosen category from event to event. Unfortunately, because there still isn't a better way of verifying a driver's compliance with the VCL rules, video verification will continue, though much less intrusively than last year. First of all, drivers wanting to compete in the Vanilla category will have to submit an initial recording in order to do so. This recording will be used to gauge their skill levels, that only results above what is expected of them will require video proof. Requests of the video proof will be done on a case-by-case basis, rather than being required for everyone after every race, though it is recommended to record every race, in the case that you do better than expected. The quality of the recordings only needs to be high enough for the staff to check that no illegal mods were used. Drivers who took part in VCL last year will have those results taken as the baseline of their skill, and they don't have to submit a new one if they don't want to. Naturally, none of this applies to the drivers in the Modded category. Because of the category system, during VCL2 there will be 3 championships held instead of the usual 2. The Vanilla Individual, the General Individual, and the Team Championship. The points awarded for positions, as well as other means of scoring points, differ between the Vanilla and General Championships, so be sure to check the correct ones when looking at your results. A team's score for an event will be the sum of their top 3 Modded drivers' points and all of their Vanilla drivers' general points. A team may only score points if they have at least one driver in the Vanilla category during a race. Instead of a team draft at the start of the season, drivers wishing to race together as a team can create or join teams, with staff approval, at any point before or during the season. In addition to race positions, points will also be awarded for having the fastest lap, being top 3 in qualifying, and for getting a grand slam, that is, winning a race from pole position with fastest lap while having led every single lap of the race. All the championships will use the mulligan rule, that is, discarding the lowest results for each competitor or team. For the individual championships, 4 results will be discounted, and 2 for the team championship. VCL aims to host 12 races this season, split into 4 blocks of 3. The tracks for each block will be revealed together no later than 1 week before the first race of the block. In general, the dates of all the events will be a lot less rigid than in VCL 1, seeing as that led to undecorated and unbalanced tracks getting released well before they were ready. Sorry about that. The time slot for VCL 2 is also not yet set, and we'll be looking into securing one before the championship races begin. The league qualifying, which last year took the form of a month of time trialing, will be completely removed. The only form of qualifying a driver will have to do to take part in VCL this year is, as mentioned earlier, a proof of skill needed to drive in the Vanilla category. The format of each event will also be subject to changes. Instead of the chaotic 1 and 2 shot knockout heats of old qualifying, there will be only one heat around 10 minutes long. The heat will be shared by both driver categories. As for the races, a delta ghosting period will be introduced, hiding the hitboxes of drivers more than 2 laps behind. In order to test the category plugin and allow future participants to ease into the Vanilla Cam setting, 3 test events will be held in the coming weeks, comprised of a compressed version of the proper events as well as a quick race on a track usually not considered for high-level racing. The tracks for these events will be Waterfront Backwards and Battle Cruiser, Triton and Cyberworld, Speedway 52 and Corkscrew Tunnel. The times and dates of these events will be announced later. Further information, such as the exact racing rules, all the point values and which mods are or aren't allowed in each category, can be found in the rulebook. At half the length of last year's, it shouldn't be nearly as painful to read as that one. Not that anyone actually tried. Still, for those for whom 9 whole pages is an insurmountable challenge, linked in the video description should be an audio recording of the full VCL2 rulebook. And with that, I believe you have everything you need to know to take part in the Vanilla Cam League this year. I hope you are as excited for it as I am. Good luck, have fun, and see you on track. So yeah, everything in that April Fool's announcement was real. You're welcome?